Hello and welcome to Pabbly. So in this video, we are going to learn how to set up manual approval for automated replies to Google My Business reviews. Now in this video guys, we are going to create two different automation workflows. Using the first automation at a regular time interval, we are going to fetch the reviews from our Google My Business account, and then after that, using OpenAI, we are going to generate the reply for that review. And at last, we are going to add the review and the reply as a new row in our Google Sheet. Then after that, using the second automation workflow, if we approve the reply which we have added in our Google Sheet. So in manually, we have an option to review the reply generated by OpenAI and approve it. So if we approve the reply in our Google Sheet, then the second automation workflow will trigger, and then it will post that reply to the review which we have created in Google My Business, from which we have fetched from Google My Business account. So if you want to know how you can set up this kind of manual approval system for your Google My Business replies, you can actually come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. So here guys, in this video, what we are going to do, we are basically going to create two different automation workflows to achieve our goal. Using the first automation, at a regular time interval, we will be fetching the unreplied reviews from our Google My Business account. Then after that, using OpenAI, we are going to generate the reply for those reviews as well. And then with the same automation workflow, with the same first automation workflow, we are going to add the details of the fetched review, and also we are going to add the reply which we have generated using OpenAI into a Google Sheet as a new row. Then after that, we are going to set up a second automation workflow. The second automation workflow will be triggered when we are going to approve the reply in our Google Sheet. So in our Google Sheet, we have this last column of reply status. So if we keep the status or add the status as approved, then automatically this automation, the second automation workflow, will get the data of this complete row of the Google Sheet. It will get the reply and also the review name over here. And it will automatically post the reply which we will be having in our Google Sheet for that particular review on our Google My Business profile. So if you want, you can manually make the changes in the reply generated by OpenAI, and you can manually approve those replies from here. And then automatically the replies will be posted. So let's begin. Now let's start creating our first automation workflow. Click on this Create Workflow button and let's give this first workflow a name. For example, I would like to name it as Fetch and Generate Reply for Reviews. So this is the name I am giving, Fetch and Generate Replies for Reviews, and click on Create. After clicking on Create, here you can see that our workflow is open in front of us. Now here in this workflow, you can see two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is we want to fetch the reviews and generate replies for that from our Google My Business profile at a regular time interval. So we have to set up a schedule. We have to set up the trigger as schedule because we want to trigger this automation workflow. We want to run this automation workflow at a regular time interval. So here in this trigger window, select Schedule by Pabbly over here. After selecting Schedule by Pabbly, it is asking us how often you want to run your workflow. And in the drop down, you can see multiple options. At a regular interval, do we want to run this automation workflow once? We want to run this automation every day, days of the week, and dates of the month. So let's take an example that I want to run this automation workflow every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, I want this automation to fetch an unreplied reviews from my Google My Business profile, and then the reply for that review should be generated by AI and added into my Google Sheet as a new row over here. So I will be selecting at regular interval. In every, we are going to enter the value as 10, and in time span, you can see in this drop down, we have multiple options: minutes, hours, days, and weeks. So I will be selecting minutes over here and click on Save. So just now I have scheduled this automation workflow to be triggered every 10 minutes. Now after setting up the trigger, the next thing we want this automation to do is to fetch the unreplied reviews from our Google My Business profile. So we will just come to our action window, and here in Choose App, we will search for Google My Business. Just select it. After selecting Google My Business in action event from this dropdown, select the action event as Fetch Reviews over here. And then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection over here. Now here in this window, we have to connect our Google My Business account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, just click on this Sign in with Google button. Now because I have already logged into my Google My Business account in my browser, Pabbly Connect has detected the same account over here. We have to select our Google My Business account, then just scroll down and click on Continue. And after clicking on Continue, we will see our Google My Business account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the account name. So it is most likely possible that in your Google My Business profile, you might have created multiple business accounts over there. So if you have created multiple business accounts, in this dropdown of account name, you will see all the account names over here. So the reviews for which particular account we want to fetch, we have to select that account over here. Right now, I have only one account, so I will be selecting this account over here. I want to fetch the reviews from this account on my Google My Business profile. Then after account name, it is most likely possible that you have also added multiple business locations in your Google My Business profile. So here in this dropdown, you will get a list of all the location names which you have added and for which particular location we want to fetch the reviews. We have to select that location over here as well. Then after location name, the next thing it asks us types of review to fetch. And in this dropdown, you can see three options: unreplied, replied, and all. So what type of review we want to fetch in this action step? We want to set up an automation and we want to fetch the unreplied reviews from our Google My Business profile. So here from this dropdown, I will be selecting unreplied over here. At last, it is asking us reset on execution. Now, what is this reset on execution? Let's read the help text over here. If you select no, it will fetch the latest review and keep fetching older reviews with each execution. If you choose yes, the review fetching will reset and start again from the latest review. If new review comes in, they will be given priority before fetching older review. So using this action event inside Pabbly Connect of fetch review, if we select this reset on execution option as no, then it will start fetching the unreplied reviews as we have selected over here from newest to oldest review. Like in my Google My Business profile, I have this newest review. The latest review which I have received is this one. So when we click on this save and send test request button once by selecting no over here, it will fetch the recent review, the newest review over here. As you can see in the response, we have received the created date and time, that at what date and time this review was posted. You can see the review name as well, the unique ID for the review. And then after that, here you can see the comment which was received in this review, the display name of the user, and also the star rating. So details of the newest review is received inside Pabbly Connect. Now after this, if we keep this option on no, the next time when this automation workflow will execute, the next time when this automation will run, for example, after 10 minutes, it will actually fetch the review which was older to that. So from newest review to older review, one by one, we will be keep on fetching each and every review. So now in response, you can see that we have received the response of a review which is older to that. So the review which is older to this particular review on my profile is this one. And here inside Pabbly Connect, you can see we have received the response of this particular review as well. So in this way, for each and every execution, we will be moving from newest review to oldest review. We will be fetching the reviews from newest to oldest. But guys, over here, if we select the reset on execution button as yes, and then we will click on this save and send test request button, then it will reset this complete action step and it will fetch the newest review once again. So here you can see that by selecting no, if we kept on moving, then here you can see after this review, it would have fetched this review because it is unreplied as well. But because we have selected yes over here in reset on execution, it has once again fetched the response of the newest review over here. Then again for the next execution, it will be keep on fetching the newest response. So for each execution, this action step will reset and it will be keep on fetching the newest unreplied review from our Google My Business profile. So I would suggest to get the data of all the reviews, to reply to all the reviews, we will be by default keeping this reset on execution button on no over here. And then just click on save. So here guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. We have successfully fetched the unreplied reviews from our Google My Business profile inside Pabbly Connect. Now after this, what we want to do, we want to create or generate the reply for this review as well using OpenAI. For that, we will just scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then here in Choose App, search for OpenAI. Just select it. After selecting OpenAI in action event from this drop-down, select the action event as ChatGPT, or you can select Generate Content as well. So I will be generating the reply using ChatGPT, for example. So I'll select it over here. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our OpenAI account with Pabbly Connect. We have to connect our ChatGPT account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key of our OpenAI account. Now you must be thinking how you can get this API key. So to get it, just log into your OpenAI account. On the right top corner, go to this Profiles option and go to View API Key. After coming to this View API Key option, here you can see a list of all the API keys which we have created in our Google My Business profile. Here let me just remove all the keys, revoke all the keys which we have generated, and now we are going to generate a new key over here. Click on this Create New Secret Key button, give this secret key a name. For example, I'll name it as Google My Business GMB, and then just click on Create Secret Key. And yes, just now we have generated a new secret key, a new API key in our OpenAI account. Just copy this API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here in this connection window. And after pasting the API key, just click on Save. Now when we click on Save, here you can see that our OpenAI account will get connected with Pabbly Connect over here. After making this connection, the next thing it asks us is to select the AI model. And here in this drop down, you can see all the AI models for ChatGPT. We have selected the action event as ChatGPT, and you can see AI models, the ChatGPT models, using which you can generate the reply. So for example, I will be using GPT 3.5 Turbo as an AI model to generate the replies over here. Then after selecting the AI model, it is asking us for the prompt. That what is the prompt that we want to give to ChatGPT? Using what prompt the ChatGPT is going to generate the replies over here. Now here guys, on our Google My Business profile, we basically get two kind of reviews. First one is the review with some star rating and a comment in it, as you can see over here. The other type of review which we get is just the star rating without any comment. So we want to reply to this review. We want to generate reply for these reviews on the basis of the star rating and the comment which we are getting. So we are going to give a prompt to ChatGPT in such a way that if the comment is missing and we have only received the star rating, on the basis of that star rating, ChatGPT is going to generate the reply. And if we receive both the comment and the star rating as well, then in that case, on the basis of comment and star rating, on the basis of both, we will be generating a reply. So I have actually written a prompt over here. Let me show you. I'll just paste the prompt, and this is the prompt. After this prompt, we will be mentioning the star rating, and also we will be mentioning the comment. So this prompt says, write a short reply for review on my Google My Business profile without salutation. But the condition is, if the star rating and comment both are provided, generate a response that takes both into account. But if only the star rating is provided and comment is blank, then generate a response based only on that star rating and ignore the comment. So guys, when we fetch the reviews from our Google My Business profile, if we get the comment with the star rating, we get this response named as response result review comment. We receive this particular response over here. But if there is a review on our profile which just has the star rating and there is no comment in it given by the user, in that case, this response of response result review comment is missing. We won't get this response after fetching that comment's details. Now guys, if you want, you can give this kind of prompt to ChatGPT to generate the reply for that. Or you can use a better way as well. You can basically create two different routes in your automation workflow using router over here. In the first route, you can set up the automation and give a dedicated prompt to OpenAI with the comment and star rating to it. And in the second route, you can set up a condition that if this review comment is missing from the review, in that case, the automation workflow will be executed by route 2. And after that, you can give a proper prompt, a dedicated prompt to ChatGPT that you just want to generate a reply on the basis of star rating. But right now in this video, we have given this common prompt over here, using which we will be generating the reply. and adding it into the Google Sheet. Now, because we will be manually approving all of these reviews in our Google Sheet, that's why you can use this approach as well. So we have given this kind of prompt over here. If you want, you can give any prompt of your choice to generate the reply. And in this prompt, I will be mentioning the star rating and the comment which we have received in the review from Google My Business after fetching the review. So what we have to do, we have to map this response of star rating and comment in this field of prompt over here. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google My Business after fetching the review. And from this drop down, select the response of star rating and map it in this prompt as well. After that, we are going to map the comment as well. So just click here, and from the drop down from Google My Business responses, select the response of comment and map it over here. So whatever star rating and the comment which we are going to get after fetching the review from Google My Business, we are going to give that same star rating and comment to generate a reply to ChatGPT. Now, after giving the prompt and mapping the rating and comment over here, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we will get some response. And in this response, you can see the reply generated by ChatGPT for this given particular prompt. The reply to the review which is generated by ChatGPT over here. We will just scroll down, and here in this response named as message content, you can see this reply over here. The reply is, "Thank you so much for your kind words and awesome 5-star rating. We are thrilled to hear that our collection of ethnic wear met your expectation. We hope to see you soon." So the comment which we have given was, "Amazing place for ethnic wears," and the star rating was 5-star. And here you can see that on that basis, ChatGPT has generated a reply for this review. So the step 2 of setting up this automation is also completed. We have successfully generated the reply for the review using ChatGPT, using OpenAI. Now let's move to the final step of this first automation workflow, in which we want to add the review which we have fetched from Google My Business and the reply for that review which OpenAI has given us. We want to add all of these details into our Google Sheet. So for that, we will just scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then here in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. After selecting Google Sheets, in Action Event from the drop-down, select the action event as Add New Row. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Sign In with Google button. Select your Google Sheets account in which you want to add the details, in the account in which you have your Google spreadsheet. And then just click on Continue over here. After clicking on Continue, we will see our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After connecting our Google Sheet, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. And here in this drop-down, you can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account. So out of all of this, we have to select the spreadsheet in which we want to add the details of this newly fetched review and also the reply for that. Also guys, from this same Google Sheet in which we are going to add the details of the review, we will be triggering the second automation workflow which we are going to set up. So here the name of my Google Sheet is Google My Business Automated Replies. So in this sheet, I want to add the reviews and the reply. So I will be selecting this sheet over here. After selecting the spreadsheet, it is asking us to select the sheet. Like if you have created multiple sheets in your Google spreadsheet, you have to select that in which particular sheet you want to add the data. So I have only one sheet. That's why in the drop down, you can see only one sheet as sheet 1. After selecting the sheet, all the columns, all the headers of data which we have created in our Google Sheet, you can see all of these headers as fields over here inside Pabbly Connect. And one by one, we have to basically enter, we have to basically map the respective details into these columns, into these fields over here. So let's start with the first column which we have of created date and time. Here we want to enter the date and time, that at what date and time that the review was posted on our Google My Business profile. So after fetching the responses, after fetching the review from Google My Business, here in this response you can see we have received this create date time over here. So we are going to map this response of create date time into the respective field. Also we have received this review name, we have this comment, we have this display name and star rating as well. So one by one, we are going to map all of these details into the respective fields in Google Sheet Action step. Also, we will be mapping the reply generated by OpenAI into this sheet as well. So let's begin. Let's click on this field from the drop down from Google My Business Responses, select the response of created time and map it. Then just click here. Once again from this drop down from Google My Business Responses, select and map the review name over here. This is the review name. Just select it and map it. And here guys, having this response, having this detail of review name into a Google Sheet is very important. Because on the basis of this review name, on the basis of this unique review ID, we will be posting the reply of the reviews on Google My Business. Then after mapping the review name, let's map the posted by. Just click here. From the drop down from Google My Business Responses, select and map the response of the user who has posted the review. Then let's map the star rating as well. And at last, we are going to map the comment. So this is the star rating and then this is the comment. So if we receive the comment in reply, then we are going to add that comment into a Google Sheet. But just in case, if we don't receive this comment into a Google Sheet, in that case, this field of comment will be blank in our Google Sheet over here. Then we have the field of reply. So using OpenAI, we have generated the reply for this review. Just select it and map the reply over here. At last, we have this field of reply status. So in my Google Sheet, I have created this last column of reply status over here. So here guys, we are going to keep this last column of reply status as blank over here. We are not going to enter any data over here because we will be confirming, we will be using this last column as the column to trigger our second automation workflow and post the reply on the review. So just keep this reply status, the status column as the blank column. It will be the last column of our Google Sheet and it will be the blank column over here. Now after this, just click on save and send test request. Now when we click on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received this response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details of the review and the reply which we have mapped over here, all of these details are now added as a new row in our Google Sheet. So we will just go to our Google Sheet and yes, here you can see that in our Google Sheet, all of these details are entered. We have the date and time, that at what date and time the review was posted on our Google My Business profile. Then we have the review name, the unique review ID of that review. We have the name of the person who has posted the review. We have the star rating and also the comment for the review. At last, you can see the reply. This is the reply for that review which is generated by OpenAI. We also have that reply over here. So here you can see that the post automation workflow which we are willing to set up is now successfully created. Using this automation at a regular time interval, for example, we have selected scheduled time as 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, this automation workflow is going to fetch the unreplied reviews from our Google My Business profile and add those reviews into a Google Sheet. And also, we are going to generate the reply for those reviews using OpenAI and add those reply as well. So the first part of this video is done. We have successfully added the review and also the reply generated by AI into the Google Sheet. Now let's move to the second part. Now we want to set up a manually approving system. We want to manually approve these replies for the review on our Google Sheet, and only after the approval, we want to post this reply on our Google My Business profile. So here guys, what we have to do, we have to create another automation workflow. Once again, we'll just go to the dashboard of our Pabbly Connect account. And let's create another workflow. Click on this create workflow button. Give this workflow a name, for example, GMB, Google My Business, reply approval. So this is the name of the workflow which we want to give over here. As you all know, you can basically give any name of your choice. GMB reply approval. And then just click on create. After clicking on create, we will see another workflow will open in front of us. Now here guys, using our first automation workflow, we have automatically fetched the unreplied reviews from our Google My Business profile and added those unreplied reviews with the reply generated by OpenAI into our Google Sheet. Now in this approval system, in this second automation workflow, what we want to do, if we approve this reply generated by OpenAI or if we make any changes in this reply into the Google Sheet and then we add the reply status as approved, in that case, we want to post this reply for this review on our Google My Business profile. So first, what we have to do, we have to connect this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect over here. So that whenever we update the status, whenever we add the status of any of the reply in our Google Sheet, the details of that particular review with the reply will be received inside Pabbly Connect and this second automation workflow will trigger. Then after that, we are going to add a filter condition in this second automation workflow. For example, if we add the status as approved or declined, we have two options. Let's add a data validation over here. We are going to add a drop down in this Google Sheet as approved or declined. Approved and declined. So we are going to have this drop down over here. Now, whenever we are going to update this reply status for any of the review which we have in our Google Sheet, this automation workflow will trigger. And if we select the reply status as approved, in that case, this reply which we have in this Google Sheet, this reply will be posted for this review in our Google Sheet. And if we select the reply status as declined, or if you have multiple options, anything other than approved, in that case, this automation workflow will trigger, but it won't post this reply from our Google Sheet to this review on our Google My Business profile. So if you want, you can basically make the changes in the reply generated by OpenAI in this Google Sheet itself before approving it, before posting it on our Google My Business profile. So here guys, let's set up this second automation as well. I'm going to select the reply status as approved over here. We will get back to our workflow, and as I told you, we are going to select Google Sheets as the trigger application of this second workflow. Just select Google Sheets over here. After selecting Google Sheets, here in trigger event from the drop down, select new or updated spreadsheet row. Now here you can see that after selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. Now using this webhook URL, we are going to connect this Google Sheet with this Pabbly Connect workflow in the trigger window. We just have to copy the webhook URL from here and then follow the help text given below over here. Just copy this webhook URL and go to the sheet, go to our Google Sheet. After coming to the Google Sheet, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. After clicking on Get Add-ons, we will reach to this Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So here you can see that this Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account. And after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. Now after refreshing your Google Sheet, here you can see that once again we'll go to Extensions, and this time you will see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on can be seen over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. Now to add this webhook URL, we will come to this Initial Setup window, and here this window appears in front of us. In this window, it is asking us three different things. First one is the selected sheet, second one is the webhook URL, and third one is the trigger column. Now here in selected sheet, because we have only one sheet in this Google spreadsheet, by default it has selected sheet 1. In this field of webhook URL, we have to paste the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us in this trigger window. Just copy this webhook URL from here and then paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, the last thing it asks us is the trigger column. Now the trigger column is going to be the last data entry column of our Google Sheet. And as I told you, we are going to keep this reply status column as the last data entry column. It will be our trigger column. Whenever we update the status of the reply in our Google spreadsheet, only after that updation, this automation workflow will trigger. Google Sheet is going to send the data of that row, of that review with the reply to Pabbly Connect. So here guys, we are going to select column G as the trigger column because this is the last data entry column of my Google Sheet, and in this column, I'm updating this reply status in my Google Sheet. After entering the trigger column, just click on Send Test button over here. And after clicking on Send Test, it is showing us test data sent successfully. This means the data of this very first row after headers, the data of row number 2 which we have in our Google Sheet, this data has been sent to Pabbly Connect. So we'll get back to a Pabbly Connect workflow, and yes, here in our second workflow, we can see that in this trigger window, we have received the response. And in this response, you can see the details of the very same review which we have in our Google Sheet. So here you can see that the connection of this Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect as a trigger is done. Using the webhook URL, we have successfully connected this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window. After this, just click on this Submit button over here in Initial Setup, and it is showing us Setup configured successfully. After connecting it, what we have to do, we'll just go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and we will select this Send on Event button over here. By selecting Send on Event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever we update the reply status in our Google Sheet, instantly automatically send that same data, send the data of that complete row to Pabbly Connect. So for example, here you can see that because we have created this automation and after 10 minutes, this automation workflow triggered once again. It has fetched the details of a review from our Google My Business profile and it has added the details of that review into the Google Sheet. And here you will see that on our Google My Business profile, we have this review which has 5-star rating and there is no comment in it. So it has added, this automation has added the details of that review with a generated reply from OpenAI in this Google Sheet. Means our first automation workflow is working perfectly fine. Now, after setting up the second automation in this trigger section, if I change the reply status to approved over here, then the data of this complete row will be sent to Pabbly Connect. This automation workflow will trigger as we update the status of this review inside our Google Sheet, the reply status in our Google Sheet. So in this way, you can manually trigger, you can manually approve the review, you can manually check the replies over here and make the changes. And after making all the changes, you can set the reply status as approved and then this reply will be posted on our Google My Business profile. So guys, the step 1 of setting up this second automation workflow is completed. We have successfully created this trigger. Now after this, we want to add a filter condition over here. Now we will be adding the filter condition on this reply status that if the reply status is approved, if we enter the reply status as approved over here in this Google Sheet, only then this automation workflow should be continued further and we are going to post that reply in our Google My Business profile. If we select the reply status as declined over here, in that case, we don't want to post that reply on our Google My Business profile. So for this, we will just scroll down, come to our action window and here in choose apps, select filter over here. After selecting filter by Pabbly in the select label option from this drop down, here you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheet in the trigger window. Out of all of these responses, select this label of reply status over here. We want to set up the filter condition on this label. So we are going to select this label over here. Then the filter type will be equals to and the value will be approved. So if we get this approved value in this response, only in that case, this automation workflow will be continued further. If we add the reply status as approved, only in that case, this reply will be posted for the review on our Google My Business profile. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received the response as the condition is true. Because the response which we have received inside Pabbly Connect, it has the reply status as approved over here. Now after this, let's move to the final step. Finally, we just want to post this reply which we have created or which we have updated in the Google Sheet for this review. For that, just scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button over here. And then here in Choose App, search for Google My Business once again. Just select it over here. After selecting Google My Business, in Action Event from the drop down, select the action event as Create Reply. Then just click on Connect. So because we have connected our Google My Business account in the previous workflow, we don't have to make a new connection over here. You can select the existing connection and click on Save. After clicking on Save, the first thing it asks us is the review name. That what is the name of the review, for which review we want to post this reply. And in this dropdown, you will see a list of all the reviews which we have on our Google My Business profile. So using our first automation, guys, we are going to fetch a new review every time. Every time in our Google Sheet, we are going to add the details of a new review. That's why from this drop down, we can't select only one single review over here. So what we are going to do, we have also added the response, the details of the review name, the unique ID of each and every review which we receive on our Google My Business profile. We have added this review name as well in our Google Sheet. So here what we are going to do, we are going to just turn this mapping button on and we are going to clear the default response. And from Google Sheet, guys, we have received this response, this detail of review name as well. So using our first automation workflow, we have also added the review name in our Google Sheet. And we are going to map this response of review name over here in this field. Just click here and from the trigger window in our second automation workflow, select the response of review name and map it. In this way, we are telling Google My Business that for this particular review, which has this review name, for this particular review, we want to create the reply, we want to post the reply. After mapping the review name, it is asking us for your reply. So just click here, and from Google Sheet, after approving the reply, we have received this response. So we are going to map this response of reply over here. So in this way, guys, if you like the reply generated by OpenAI, you can as it is post the same reply, and if not, you can make the changes in the reply in this Google Sheet, and after making the changes, set the reply status as approved, and automatically that reply will be posted for this review using the second automation workflow. Now after mapping the reply, just click on Save and Send Test Request, and here we are done. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we have received the response, and this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the reply which we have mapped over here, this reply is posted for this review on our Google My Business profile. So we will just go to our Google My Business profile, and I'll just refresh this page once. And yes, here you can see that this is the same review which we have fetched inside Pabbly Connect. So in our first automation workflow, we have fetched the same review, and then we have generated the reply for the same review using OpenAI. And we have added all the details of this review and the reply generated by OpenAI into the Google Sheet. Then using this second automation, we have received this reply inside our second automation workflow after approving it manually. And then after approving it manually using the second automation workflow, we have posted this reply on our Google My Business profile as well, as you can see over here. This means our second automation workflow is also working perfectly fine. And we have successfully created this manual verification system of reviews as well. Now, using these two automation workflows, first we are going to automatically fetch the reviews from our Google My Business profile, and using OpenAI, we are going to basically generate the replies for those reviews as well. Then after that, if you want, you can manually monitor, manually make the changes in these reviews if you like. And after making the changes, just change the reply status to approved. And then once you change the reply status to approved, instantly, immediately, the same reply will be posted for the review which we have received on our Google My Business profile. So in this way, we have successfully created this manual verification system for the replies which we are automatically posting on our Google My Business reviews. Now after this, you can see that after setting up this automation, every 10 minutes, our first automation workflow will trigger. So it has basically added a new row, a new review from our Google My Business profile. And here is this review. You can see we have received the 5-star rating, but we don't have any comment in it. That's why the field of comment is blank. And here in reply section, you can see that this is the reply generated by OpenAI. Thank you for your 5-star rating. We appreciate your support and hope to continue providing you with excellent service. If you have any feedback or suggestion in future, please don't hesitate to let us know. So this is the reply which is generated by OpenAI. Now I will just change the reply status over here as approved. And it is done. Just now this automation workflow, this second automation workflow is triggered, and then we will see, because we have selected approved over here, this same reply will be posted on our Google My Business profile. So here in our Google My Business profile, we'll just refresh this page and we will see over here, this same reply will be posted. And here it is. And while posting this reply, using our first automation workflow, we have fetched another review. So this is the reply which we have received. Thank you for taking much time to leave this lovely review. We are thrilled to hear that you enjoyed our collection of traditional wear. We hope to see you again. And I'll just make some changes in this reply. For example, test reply. So I just made some changes over here in this reply in my Google Sheet. And after making the changes, if I select the reply status as approved, we will see this complete reply will be posted for this review on our Google My Business profile. So I have received a review on my profile which says great place, great collection of traditional wear. And then we will go to our Google My Business profile, refresh this page, and we will see that particular review will be replied. And here you can see that this is the review, great place, great collection of traditional wear. And this reply is not just now automatically posted. And it has this test reply, the updation which we made in our Google Sheet as well. This means this complete system which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Now here guys, there is one more step which we have to add into our first workflow. So as we schedule this automation workflow to be executed every 10 minutes, this automation workflow will try to fetch for the reviews from our Google My Business profile every 10 minutes. But once all the reviews have been fetched, it will start getting some error over here. So what we are going to do, we can basically add a filter condition in our automation workflow. So here, after fetching the review in our Google My Business response in this action step, you will see we get a response named as response result review available, and that is true. So if we fetch a review, then in that case, we get this true response over here. And if all the reviews are fetched from our Google My Business profile, in that case, guys, we will be getting the response as false over here. So after this fetch review action, what we are going to do, we are going to add a filter condition over here. Just click on this add action step button. And then here in choose apps, search for filter. Just select filter over here. After adding filter by Pabbly, in select label, we have to select this label from Google My Business action step. So we have to select the label as review available. So we'll just click here. And in this drop down, we can see a list of all the responses from the steps. So from Google My Business responses, select the response of review available. The filter type will be equals to, and the value will be true. So if we get this filter type, if we get this value as true over here, like that review is available, in that case only this automation workflow will be executed further. And if we have successfully fetched all the reviews from our Google My Business account, then after that, this automation workflow will be terminated. It will be paused after this step. And now we will just click on this save and send test request button. So we have successfully added this filter condition over here as well. So here guys, in this way, we have successfully created this complete automation with 2 automation workflows. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find a clone link of both of these automation workflows in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can actually clone both of these automation workflows into your own Pabbly Connect account and use these workflows for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.